Evening troopers, and fat thanks for noticing. I try very hard. So everything nearly back to normal. Normal squeaks back. Normal ice. Although obviously there's a bit of a cough, especially when I do squeaky voice. So yeah, back on a regular routine now. What I'm going to try and do is keep the Monday nights for the quickies that no one watches, where I look at a particular one item for a couple of minutes. And then what on Wednesday I want to try and do is do a book recommendation, fantasy sci-fi books you might like, which no one watches. And then at the weekend, we'll go back to talking about like video games and retro consoles, which gets quite a lot of watches. As long as I go through Game Trade on Facebook. If you're looking for a group on Facebook that lets you trade and sell games and also talk about games and popular culture, try Game Trade, it's really good. Now, tonight's video, I'm going to recommend a book for you if you like The Walking Dead. A lot of people really into Walking Dead. The series is starting to come to an end. So I'm going to suggest that you get your hands on The Return Man by V.M. Zito. Return Man by V.M. Zito. It's about this dude. He's a former doctor. And after the zombie outbreak, basically there's been a big zombie outbreak that's cut America in two. And the west of the country, the Midwest, is basically full of zombies. And then there's a safe zone where people live pretty much how we do today. And what he does is he lives in the infected zone. And via satellite phone and the internet, he takes contracts out. So rich people that live in the safe zone, if they've got relatives that have turned into zombies, he takes the contract and he tries and finds them and essentially puts them to rest. Now, the zombies in this book, they occasionally they remember a particular place. So they tend to gravitate around somewhere they knew when they were alive. But it's not always an obvious place. So it could be where you lived as a child. It could be where you live now. It could be where you had your first date with your wife. It could be where you went to school. It could be a really nice place you used to visit when you were stressed. But there's no logic to it. It's just whatever. The way he describes it in the book is it's whatever where the neurons are still firing, a place you remember, and that's where you're drawn to. So he builds up a dossier on the person. He goes out and he tries and finds the particular loved one. Poof, shoots them, gives them a decent burial, takes photos, and then earns a lot of money from very rich people, knowing that their relatives have been laid to rest. So that's a nice idea, and that's the basic premise. That's what he does at the start of the book. But the main premise of the book is that he gets a government contract to try and find a neuroscientist operating out of a prison in the infected zone who may have a cure. And along the way, he meets a Chinese operative who is investigating the zombie outbreak because China seems to think that America caused it and America seems to think China caused it. No one really knows. But he gets quite pally with the Chinese operative and they have quite an adventure. So that's a really, really good zombie book. If you like zombies, that's a really good book for you. So that's that really. I haven't got a great deal more to offer you. I just wanted to recommend a book and start doing regular videos because hopefully we're going to break through and start getting a bit of an audience. I'm not doing this for anything serious. I'm never going to monetize it. I'm just doing it for fun. I'm glad you all enjoy it. I enjoy it. And I like it when you all give me like responses and feedback. It makes me feel a big man. I mean, I'm always a big man. But it makes me feel happy and nice. And when I tell my wife I've got like 200 views, she, for that moment, thinks I'm a reasonable human being and she loves me a little bit more. So that can't hurt, can it? So, check back at the weekend. Please watch any videos you might not have watched already. And I'll see you very soon.